Hi, this is another in a series of tutorials on how to set up a basic website. This particular one is dedicated to using the web creation and hosting tool called Weebly, W-E-E-B-L-Y. And we're going to run through in 2 or 3 tutorials here the basics of setting up an account, setting up a new website using a template, starting with a theme, adding pages, renaming and moving pages around, adding subpages, etc., etc. The first one here, we've already assumed, if you're looking at the screen here, it says at the top, choose a theme. So I already went to the main Weebly homepage. On the left side of the homepage, you just have to enter 3 things: your name, email address, and a password, and click Start an Account. And as soon as you've done that, it will bring you to this page as the next step and asks you to choose a theme here. Like it notes at the top, it says you can easily change this later. If you scroll down, I'm going to scroll down real fast here, there are a lot of different themes to start with. And again, these are all a starting point. They're highly customizable. You can leave different elements of the theme intact. You can delete 90% of the elements and just keep 10%, or however you want to do it. You can customize heavily. Let's find one real quick here. I saw one here, down here. Let's go with this one here. It's missing. It used to be in here earlier. Yeah, this one here. I'm not sure what it's called, but notice you hover over any of them and you can change the color palettes used. Here, this one happens to be using the green aqua color palette. I'll stick with that one here. It's the one with the check mark on it. And I'm going to click choose here to choose this particular template or theme. Next step here, what Weebly is doing is it's asking you to choose your domain website. Basically, it's the part of the URL or the web address that will be unique to your specific website that you're developing here. So I'm just going to type in here test portfolio, and notice it doesn't like spaces, test portfolio 2 here, for example. And it says it's taken, so how about we type test portfolio 33. Even that's taken. Test portfolio 888. That one's available. So see, it's checking to see if there are any other websites with the .weebly.com at the end that have that same name or not. So we finally found one here that works. You could do these, create your own domain such that you can have it www.abrahamlincoln.com with your own name in there, or if you have your own domain set up, but we aren't going to have to deal with that for this particular class. So just type in a name that you want for unique to your portfolio, and that will be the web address you will go to every time you want to get to your new website. So notice here it gives you 2 options here, and there's a little video that explains actually a bit, and I would recommend you go ahead and watch this video here. Notice at the bottom it says either plan your site or build your site. So if you're already familiar with and have used Weebly in the past, you can jump directly to build my site. What I would highly recommend though is jump to and use the plan my site here. In fact, we'll go ahead and click on that. And that basically is bringing you to a nice Weebly tutorial. In fact, on the left is the table of contents. It's basically like a little miniature online course on how to use Weebly to create a website and populate it with pages and add different elements to it, like text and photos, etc. to it. So my recommendation is take 10 minutes and walk through this tutorial. There's a couple of embedded videos which are great, and this will help you to get a really great head start, because I don't have the time to, and it's not worth recreating all of this great information that Weebly already provides here. So highly recommend you do that. You just walk through each step, click next step when you're done, or you can say I've completed this step and it'll check it off for you until you get to the bottom here. And this you can ignore pick a domain and ignore grow visitors probably, but definitely want to pay attention to the publish section here. So I'm just going to click the X up here in the upper left corner just to say good enough. I've watched the tutorial. I'm feeling good enough to start with this. And what it's doing is it's bringing us to the main WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get editor within Weebly. If you've seen the other tutorials I've done on YOLO and Wix, the editor here is kind of similar in a way. It shows you on the right what our website's going to look like, and it shows you the basic tools on the left. So at the very top here, there we're in the build mode here. We're editing. We can go to design mode where we can change the theme. If you decide, you don't really like the theme, you can go ahead and change it in the colors. Pages will take you to and display all the pages that you've created within your website. So we've just started with a single page in our website at this point. And then you can change some settings for your website here, a few basic things like if you don't want this as your site address, you can go in and change it, for example. So let's come back to pages, because remember, one of the things we'll want to do to start off with our website is we want to pre-populate it. In fact, one of the good things about running through that Plan Your Site tutorial, it really does force you to sit down and spend a few minutes pre-thinking about your site, thinking about what your audience is going to be, thinking about the message you want to convey in your website, and the kind of primary content that you want to include. And then it talks about how to then structure your website or organize it so that you can cover and be able to convey the message you want to the particular audience that you have. So again, highly recommended. And one of the things that has you do is structuring, how many web pages. It says, don't have more than 5 top level web pages, because then your navigation at the top gets too many links on it, and you actually can't include and show them all. So let's add a few pages, because we need to add a few here. It's really simple, right? Again, click on pages at the top, click on add pages here. And let's continue this on in the next video here. We'll restart this in a minute.